Going through the 2022 paper. Let's see how long we'll take. It shouldn't take us long. Now we start with question 1, right? We're doing all the questions, all right, that we can. Let's start with question 1. We want to focus on the ones that are going to be there in our test 1. All right, so here it is. It says given the rational function f of x, so f of x is equal to x squared minus x minus 6 all over x squared plus x minus 2. Now, part A says, find the x-intercepts and y-intercepts of f. So this is not even hard, okay? This is not hard. We do it in a very fast way. So we're doing part A. It says, find the x-intercepts and y-intercepts of x. So you can say for x-intercept, you can start with the x-intercept. You can start with the y-intercept. Anything is easy. So you can say for x-intercept, you can say, or let's start with the y-intercept. So you can say for y-intercept, since it's easier to find, it's quicker. For y-intercept, you say, let x be equal to 0. We already know this, right? Y-intercept, let x be 0. X-intercept, let y be 0, right? So here, we want x-intercept. We want the, so we let, when we want the x-intercept, we're saying, where does it cut the x-axis? You let y be 0. Okay, because we know that when it cuts the x-axis, y will be 0. Okay, the x-axis is also called the line y equal to 0 because that x-axis, the y value will be 0 at the x-axis. So it's also called the line y equal to 0. Then the y-axis, when it cuts the y-axis, which is the y-intercept, we know that x will be equal to 0. Okay, and so that's what you always do. So for y-intercept, it's where it cuts the y-axis, which is when x is 0. So for y-intercept, you let x be 0. So therefore, you're going to say f of 0, wherever there was x, you're putting 0 now, is equal to 0 squared minus 0 minus 6 all over 0 squared plus 0 minus 2, which is going to be equal to now, if you want, you first rewrite again f of x, it's okay. After you say so you say f of x is equal to x squared minus x minus 6 all over x squared plus x minus 2, which here becomes, when you put 0, it's 0 squared minus 0 minus 6 all over 0 squared plus 0 minus 2, which gives us 0, 0, 0, and minus 6, you just get a minus 6 over 0, 0, 0, minus 2. So there we go. This now becomes negative into negative. Your answer is positive. 2 into 6 is 3. You can divide it to calculator if you're not sure. So therefore here you know y-intercept, okay? So you can say, we can put coordinates of the y-intercept. So you can say coordinates of y-intercept. What are the coordinates of the y-intercept? These are 0, 3. 0 in the x and 3 in the y. We cut the y-intercept at 3. Now we can go to the second, which is 4. Now we are saying for x-intercept. For x-intercept, what do we let? We let y be 0. But what is y? Do we have a y here? No, we have f of x. F of x is the same thing as y. So you can say let f of x be equal to 0. In other words, exactly where you have put the f of x, you're removing it and putting a 0 there, because that f of x is a 0. So you can now say 0 is equal to x squared minus x minus 6 all over x squared minus, you can start by putting by the f of x again. So you can say f of x is equal to x squared minus x minus 6 all over x squared plus x minus 2. Now you can say 0, because where there's f of x, you're putting 0. 0 is equal to x squared minus x minus 6 all over x squared plus x minus 2. Now when you have a fraction, and if that fraction is equal to 0, then you let the top be 0. The top be 0 is the one that makes the function be 0. So the top is going to be 0. So here we can now say that that's the only way you can get a 0 from a fraction. So 0 is equal to x squared minus x minus 6. Now we have to factorize this. Okay, how do you factorize 6? We put it on the t. What are the factors of 6? You should be good at it. We're actually factorizing. When there's just an x squared, you have to be good at factorizing because it's going to carry your test. It always is carrying you. Make sure you can factorize, okay? It's very important, all the things. So I would like you to go, if you're not very good at it, check the playlist I put on factorization and you see it. So it's down at the bottom of the course, okay? So now if you see this, you can see this, there's a minus 6. If just an x squared, if it's just an x squared, then we take the last number as it is, which is just a minus 6. Now we find the factors of 6, not of minus 6. You can't find the factors of minus 6. You find the factors of 6 first. What are they? 1 and 6. Yes. 2 Yes, and who? And 3. So 2 and 3. Now we say, okay, now that it's a negative, I see that this is a negative. What does it mean? It just means that your factors, the numbers which you have, they're going to have different signs. So 1 and 6, we have different signs. 2 and 3, we have different signs. That's the only way they multiply to give you a negative 6. How would they have different? 1 has to be negative, 1 has to be positive. So who's going to be negative? Look at the sign of the middle guy. The sign of the middle guy is the sign of the bigger number. So here the middle guy is negative, which means the bigger number is negative, which means the smaller number is positive. Then what value is there in front of this negative? It's a 1. So they should add up to a negative 1. 1 minus 6, never. 2 minus 3, yes, it adds up to negative 1. So you can, this you do with a pencil, okay? So we have positive 2 and negative 3. You do with a pencil. So 0 is equal to x plus 2 because it was a positive 2, and x minus 3 because we had a negative 3. Okay? Now both of them are multiplying. These two are multiplying to give you 0. So what does it mean? It means one of them is 0 or both are 0. So you can say x plus 2 is equal to 0, which means x is equal to negative 2. Then the other one, x minus 3 is equal to 0, which means x is equal to positive 3. And this is your final. Here you have your solutions, but these are what? These are the intercepts, the x-intercepts. So you can say x-intercepts, or you can say coordinates of x-intercepts, okay? Okay, you can say the coordinates. We want them as coordinates, okay? Coordinates of x-intercepts are 0, it's minus 2 in the x and 0 in the y. And the other one is 3 in the x. So 3 in the x and 0 in the y. Here are the coordinates of the intercept, and you'd be done. These are the things. Now we can go to part B in the next one. Goodbye for now.